Hi, I'm Anne Marie, and I'm a member of the Sunfire Stable show team with another installment of I Signed Up for the Show Team. What's next? Today we have a really interesting topic. As you recognize, that's Cookie behind me with Emma, and Kaylin is here from Landmark representing Purina. And Cookie has had a loss of his top line. And I'm going to let Emma and Kaylin explain what's going on, and I'm going to step out of the way.
Absolutely. So here we have Cookie, and remind me again, how old is Cookie?
I think he's 22.
That could be close, yeah. Yeah.
I know it's written right there. Yeah, he's in his 20s for sure.
Okay, and what's his feeding program like again?
He is getting 4 cups of Triple Crown Senior in the morning, 2 cups of Purina Altium, and a cup of Nutrina, Empower.
Okay.
He's getting that morning and he's getting that at night.
Got you. And then you started adding a top line supplement about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And you noticed that since then the top line has been kind of slowly decreasing.
Yeah.
More and more. Okay. And what kind of work is this horse in? I guess, like, how many days a week? How intense are his workouts?
Probably, I want to say like 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
On average, I would say. And I would just say moderate workout. It really depends if his leaser comes or not.
Okay.
But in lessons, you know, he is kind of old, so we don't put him through too vigorous of activities and stuff.
Okay, got you. But I mean, overall, like if I come along here and score him, body condition score him, I mean, everything else checks out pretty good. He's got pretty good rib cover. But yeah, it's just this top line area that's really kind of giving us some grief. And I think the biggest thing is just getting his base diet in check. Because right now, so like that Triple Crown Senior, that's supposed to be fed at like a 6-pound feeding rate, whereas then like the Ultium competition's designed to be fed at least, you know, a 3-pound rate. So I think the best thing we can do is just get him on one product and feed it the correct way or at the feeding minimum to meet his protein and mineral requirements.
Okay.
Because I mean, you know, supplements help, but first things first, we got to get that right. The base correct.
The foundation of his feet.
The foundation, that's a much better word.
He's 21.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, how are his teeth? Are they still in?
They are pretty good intact. I mean, I'm not positive, but I know he did get a dental check when we first kind of started seeing his withers, and I know she kind of just briefly filed them down, but it was like
Nothing major, no mystery to interesting. I guess, you know, my recommendation for him, because he is getting older, but he still has good working teeth, maybe something like Purina Equine Senior Active. It's designed for those older horses, you know, that still have a job to do, but still need the calories to do their job, like keep their muscle and their just body condition in general in check. So I think that's a really good option. But I think another thing worth looking into, if you notice that it has been dropping so drastically, I mean, within a couple months, that's kind of huge.
Right.
I would check with the vet and maybe look into something like EPM. It's like a neurological thing I've been hearing about a lot lately, and they get it from like
Possums.
Yeah. Is it possum or opossum?
It's opossum. Yeah. Kaylin, I have a question. I walked away for a moment, and the term top line, you know, I mean, it may seem obvious, but it was a term that I had never heard. So it's literally their top
muscles on the top of their back, like this area.
So from the top of their rib cage here up into their spine, up to their withers. And so this should be a little bit more rounded here and a little bit more filled in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And every horse is different. I am not as familiar with this horse, so I haven't really seen this progression happening.
Right.
Every horse can be a little different. Like, say, for example, like if you look at a thoroughbred, they might have a higher wither.
Right.
But don't look at that and be like, oh my gosh, top line is bad, because it's not necessarily the wither that we look at. Sometimes we confuse wither confirmation for poor top line. Right. But it's truly looking at here, and like if you can see like vertebra, you can kind of see the spine sticking out here, and that's what we're looking at.
Right, and it's obviously very much more apparent than it had been. So
Right.
what you may not have thought of to look at for his top line
Right.
is now very apparent, and so his feeding regimen is probably going to be changed because of that. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, feeding programs can change from season to season with age. I mean,
Usage.
Usage. It's also variable. So it's not surprising. Coming in this time of year, coming in winter time,
Right.
that we need to change some things up.
Right. Has anything else changed? I mean, he's got the same paddock
He's getting
meats. He's
this-
got
Yep, all the same stuff. He's getting good hay, because he does have seasonal allergies,
Yes.
so he gets good
Yes.
hay. Nothing else has really changed besides adding that amino acid top line supplement.
So your recommendation then is, because of your training, you may make a different recommendation for another horse than you would for Cookie. He's going to be
Absolutely.
added, maybe what you said, the senior pellets, or the Altium or whatever. So so if you have a horse that you see this happening to, you would be a good person to call at Landmark.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I'd be happy
okay.
to help. And every horse is so different. I think that's the cool thing now. With more research going into equine nutrition, I mean, there's just so many different products. Whether you've got a growing baby, you've got a performance horse, you got an older guy.
Right,
It's just
right.
there's so many different
Like
products
my
to choose from. And
short, fat little Hoflanger. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add on the video for anybody before I turn it off and let you continue, or is that?
Absolutely. I'm available for nutrition consultations. I cover basically, so with the merger with Landmark, our new name is Alcivia. So I cover this area around Burlington and also in northern Wisconsin. Well, I guess central Wisconsin, around the Eau Claire area.
Oh, sure.
So if you guys ever want me to come out and take a look at your horses, I'd be happy to. My phone number is 715-661-3430. Go ahead, give me a call. I'd be happy to help you.
Okay. Thanks so much, Kaylin. We'll let you get back to what you're doing here. So.
Great, thank you.